The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. I think we ought to take this step. I think our kids deserve it. We've been messing around with this bill for 14 years.
When is Wyoming going to wise up and say the following thing? It's not only the child, it's the environment the child is put into.
When I was 12 or 13, I was caught smoking on a few occasions, and I ended up staying locked up for about 4 years.
There is considerable evidence that throwing kids in detention unnecessarily is actually a risk factor for continued criminality rather than a deterrent.
We're young children, some people make mistakes. They shouldn't have JDC on their record for 3 cigarettes.
My buddies and I decided that we were so good that we could see how far away we could shoot a mailbox. How far away? We never shot anything up close because we were too skilled. And there were 72 holes in one mailbox.
They say that you're innocent till proven guilty, but here you're guilty until you're proven innocent.
You know, you did something wrong, but it's not the end of the world.
Why don't you take the parent in the reverse role and put that parent in a home? If that kid's responsible, so is that parent.
We do something so minor, and yet as a result, the consequence for some reason is always major.
That's what we're doing in Wyoming. The same thing we have done for 30 years. And we're expecting different outcomes. That is, in my view, truly insane.
One of the things that we've done nationally that's been a huge mistake has been to impose a zero-tolerance policy in our school that's created a pipeline into the court system.
We try to find recidivism rates, all sorts of facts, and there's really nothing on Wyoming that we could find.
I don't feel like I did anything really radical. I simply asked some pretty basic questions.
We have no standards for anything, and we're making better criminals out of our juveniles when we put them in facilities that are not appropriate.
Really low ceilings and just that feeling of, you know, closure. I mean, I know that's what prisons are like, but these are kids.
I don't have an education. I didn't learn anything while I was there, you know.
We just sat around and watched TV all day. You know, we didn't do anything. You know, it was just jail, basically.
They just, you know, put you on medication because they think it'll help you, but that's not what helps people.
I was on lithium, trazodone,
Seroquel,
Zoloft,
Prozac.
I was stabbed twice in there.
4 years taken from my life, costing the taxpayers in the state $250,000.
I would tell them I'd rather be dead than to be locked up again.
Even though a child is a minor, their records are going to be available and they are not going to be sealed.
I have to lie in order to get a job.
They'll have to learn how to stick up for themselves, legally or illegally.
We don't have a kangaroo court in Wyoming. We have a kangaroo system when it comes to juveniles.
We can stop 50% of our kids from going into the juvenile court in our district courts.
It's not about politics, and it's about just it's about humanity. And I think Senator Simpson recognizes that.
Many young people, 12, 14, 16, are just plain numbskulls.
We are a work in progress. We're immature. We're developing.
The brain of an adolescent is not fully developed until they're sometimes in their early 20s.
It's too costly, both in dollars and in our young minds.
It costs more to send a kid to jail than it would be to send a kid to college.
It's like an artichoke, layers and layers and layers of things to make the program work, but in the middle of it, there's a big heart.
When we start thinking that every child in that system is our kid, it totally changes the mindset that we have on what needs to be done with that.
More of an outreach, more mentors,
more community service, more family engagement.
Positive reinforcement versus negative reinforcement.
I think they need to see that maybe the kids have potential.
Get down in the muck and deal with them as a fellow human being. You're going to make some progress.
We're trying our wings when we're kids. We're trying our wings as human beings. And when we fail to make the flight and fall to the ground, we need to pick each other up instead of just throwing away the key.